Okay, in this video we're going to look at two songs, Less Than Jake, All My Best Friends Are Metalheads, and Want Somebody to Love by Jefferson's Airplane. So, what we have here, the lyrics for the song. To remind you what the song sounds like, All My Best Friends Are Metalheads, we'll give you a little clip here to show you what it sounds like in case you're not familiar with it. Okay, so that's the song. You might be familiar with this band. There were a lot of songs in the 90s and in the 2000s. So let's take a look at the lyrics here. This is like talking about generation. I pay attention to this part because it's in parentheses. It's not a part of the original lyrics as we first saw when we listened to that clip. That's the beginning of the song that we just listened to. So this isn't included in it. So we'll just look at this. It's talking about generational conflict. It's like trying to say that, pretend the generation's not this, or is similar to you, or that they're not the same as you. Like as in, like the baby boomers, were rebellious, and they thought that they think that the millennials are rebellious, kind of thing. So that's what that's kind of saying here. And it says the same thing again. And it says here about, this is where we get into some Illuminati parts. It's not like the entire song is dedicated to the Illuminati, but this is here we have this here. Did you know about his strength of conviction, or how she puts all her faith in religion? Did we take the time to really discover how little we know about each other? What they're talking about is possibly about either the older generation, because like I said, they kill multiple birds with one stone when they do lyrics and when they do basically anything. So they could be talking about basically generational conflict of, like, they don't understand each other. But what it's really saying here is like how the Illuminati adepts are religious and how they have a strength of conviction. That's what I think they're talking about here. And then here's where we sink it in, and where it really starts to come home with the fact that this song's an Illuminati song, where they say in the chorus, keep us from saying anything. So what they're doing is that if you know about their cult, you are silenced at all costs, which I will eventually be silenced as well. So will many others. You're not allowed to act. For example, some people are not allowed to access. A lot of people are not allowed to access what's on YouTube that's related to the Illuminati, that are truther videos, so to say. So they keep you from saying anything. Hence why in the movie The Matrix, Neil Anderson had his mouth glued shut by Agent Smith. He was being silenced. And you can't separate from everything. And why they say that is because the Illuminati own everything. Everything in this place is Illuminati based. It's owned by the Illuminati and or Freemasonry. You can see it in the company logos, basically everywhere you go. And then, yet all this really means is you're one in a crowd and you're paranoid of every sound. So what they're saying there is that this is the person who they're targeting. This is a targeted individual, and they're targeted like me, where they hear basically whispers for the most part. They don't hear them directly speaking to them. I don't hear them directly speaking to me hardly ever. Actually, never really. They never directly speak to me. So I'm one in a crowd and I'm paranoid of every sound. You hear the whispers around you. So this is like, a scenario in which this person's in a crowd and they hear the whispers and they're wondering what that is. They don't quite know what they're hearing. And you're not the friend you won't miss anyhow. And what it's saying there is that you're not a friend of the Illuminati, most likely, and you won't miss your friends anyhow, meaning that it's also saying here is that the second part, you won't miss anyhow, means you won't miss your friends anyhow, and you'll have to be alone, because part of the punishment for being in the Illuminati, or part of the punishment or part of the way to enter into the Illuminati is to have long-term alone time, isolation. But targeted people also have a long time in isolation. So anyway, you're not the friend you won't miss anyhow. And that's basically saying that this person's alone and isolated. This person might not be a friend of the Illuminati. But what it says kind of in the video, it makes you think, when you listen to the video and watch, listen to the song, what it almost says is a bunch of friends you won't miss anyhow is what's kind of saying. That also hits it on home that this is Illuminati song. And I'll show you that how being alone is part of affiliated with being in the Illuminati, and how being isolated from people is part of the entry, part of the rite of initiation for some of them, at least for me at least. This is a song somebody loved. When the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies. This is basically when you find out the truth, you know that all the lies are, everything around you is basically a lie for the most part. Most things are. And yeah, all the joy within you dies, and don't you want somebody to love? And what they're saying there is that, you're isolated. You've now been isolated by them because you figured out what the truth is, and now they have to isolate you. Part of the rite of initiation, too, it's also a form of punishment. If you find out what the truth is, you are then isolated any which way they can. And this is the same part of the verse here. And then, do you think it's true, or do you know? And this is where it repeats this again, but it has a slightly different twist on it than I think compared to up here. No, it's actually the same thing, and it's like, I don't know if I said this before, but they're trying to, what he says here too, when in the verse when it comes back, it's repeating the verse. And saying here to really discover how little we know about each other. So it's like saying that this person doesn't really know about the Illuminati yet, doesn't know about the cult that surrounds them, that runs everything. And that's what it's basically saying there. And it repeats that again, keep us from saying anything, can't separate from everything. What all this really means is you're one in a crowd and you're paranoid of every sound. This is a person who's targeted and isolated. So this person knows the truth, who the song's about. So targeted individuals going in the rites of initiation towards the Illuminati and finding out about the Illuminati. So they're not allowed to say anything. You can't separate from everything because they figured out that they own everything. And this person is then targeted by them and basically isolated. So this way they don't blab out the secrets, why they hear the whispers. And why they're paranoid of every sound in a crowd. They're one in a crowd and they're paranoid of every sound. The one in a crowd also means that one, placing one there means, you're one, you're alone, you're one in a crowd, you're alone in a crowd, and you're paranoid of every sound, so you're alone in a crowd. That's exactly what it's saying. So that's pretty much it. Is how that works, what this song actually means, in my opinion. So if you have any other suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below, and take care, and God bless.